Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Lawade. Today is 27th of June 2022 and the topic for the today's video is inversion of control and dependency injection, that is IOC and DI. This is my first or original video in this topic. Now first we will see what is inversion of control, that is IOC. So IOC is a principle in software engineering which transfers the control of object or a portion of a program to a container or a framework we most often use in the context of object-oriented programming. So in contrast with the traditional programming in which our custom code makes calls to a library, IOC enables a framework to take the control of the flow of a program and makes call to our custom code. To enable this framework, use abstraction with additional behavior built in. If we want to add our own behavior, we need to extend the classes of the framework or plug in our own classes. So in traditional programming, the flow of the business logic is determined by objects that are statistically assigned to one another. With the inversion of control, the flow depends on the object graph that is initiated by the assembler and is made possible by object interaction being defined through abstraction. The binding process is achieved through dependency injection. Although some argue that the use of a service locator also provides inversion of control. So the inversion of control as a design guideline serves the following purpose. So the first is there is a decoupling of the execution of a certain task from implementation. Then the next is every module can focus on what it is designed for. Then the third is modules make no assumption about what other systems do but rely on their contracts. And the fourth is replacing module has no side effect on on other modules. Now we will see the next part, that is what is dependency injection, that is DI. So ISC is a design paradigm with the goal of giving more control to the targeted component of our application, the ones getting the work done. While dependency injection is a pattern which is used to create instances of an object that other objects rely on without knowing at compile time which class will be used to provide that functionality. Then IOC relies on dependency injection because a mechanism is needed in order to activate the component providing the specific functionality. Now we will see the need of dependency injection. So the suppose class 1 needs the object of a class 2 to instantiate or operate a method. Then class 1 is said to be dependent on class 2. Now though it might appear okay to depend a module on the other, but it is in the real world this could lead to a lot of problems including system failure. Hence such dependencies need to be avoided. So the Spring IOC resolves such dependencies with dependency injection, which makes the code easier to test and reuse. Loose coupling between the classes can be possible by defining interfaces for common functionality, and the injector will instantiate the object of required implementation. The task of instantiating object is done by the container according to the configuration specified by the developer. Now we will see how to implement the injection or inversion of control. So in object-oriented programming, there are several basic techniques to implement inversion of control, and these are the using a factory pattern, then using a service locator pattern, and using a dependency injection of any injection. Now the dependency injection can be of three types or four types, that is a constructor injection, a setter injection, and field injection. Now we will see it one by one. So the first is setter injection. So the setter based DI, that is setter based dependency injection, is realized by calling setter method on our beans after invoking a no argument constructor or a no argument static factory method to instantiate our bean. Now the next is constructor injection or the constructor based dependency injection. So it is realized by invoking a constructor with a number of arguments, each representing a collaborator. Additionally, calling a static factory method with specific argument to construct the bean can be considered almost equivalent, and the rest of this text will consider argument to a constructor and an argument to a static factory method similarly. Now, and the last is field-based dependency injection. So, in case of field-based dependency injection, we can inject the dependencies by marking them with an annotation, that is auto-wired, add auto-wired. So, suppose we have a class method or class, that is public class store, and the method is private atom or atom. Then above the constructor, we can write add auto wire. So while constructing the store object, if there's no constructor or setter method to inject the atom pin, the container will use reflection to inject them into store. So this is all about the inversion of control, that is IOC, and dependency injection, that is DI, in Spring. Thank you.